Go for it.
Assume Kate maybe not be. Good evening to tonight's Board of Trustees meeting for the Pearl L. Crawford Memorial Library. Today being, what is it?
May 21st.
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 Sorry about that.
Thank you, and a reminder that this meeting is being recorded. And let us begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. Let us review the minutes that were sent to us from April 23rd. I have not seen Joel Perry yet. I will see him right after Memorial Day when it comes down. What else was on here? Oh, and Nicole and I talked about going to see the town administrator about the library hours and holidays.
Yeah.
We decided we'd do that in June.
I actually brought that tonight. I brought all the holidays and the ones from the town.
Oh, good.
So
Good. Then,
we do have
I'll
it.
grab a copy of them. Thank you. Any other comments, corrections, deletions for the minutes of April 23rd?
No. Well, we have a number of ongoing issues, but I'm sure that we'll continue, that'll be picked up as we continue with the meeting.
True. Anything else? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for the minutes of the 23rd.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we accept the minutes for April 23rd, 2024 as presented.
Okay, motion by Mr. Clark,
Second.
a second by Ms. Porch. All in favor?
Aye.
Hey, there you are.
There you be. Cool. Excellent.
Well, I made excuses for you, so,
Yeah, you're at a graduation.
Yeah, I was last night.
We still have you. Well, we still you have a graduation. We said she can have a minute.
Thank you.
For yourself?
I've been a New England tour for the last 36 hours.
Oh, lovely.
oh,
Thank you, folks. I apologize.
no, that's clear.
Okay. Director's report, please, Nicole.
Yes, so, do you want to start with the programs and events?
Whichever direction you wish to go in. I mean, you
Alright.
covered all, you can go your
I'll
direction.
start at the beginning. So the staff is still working towards getting their monthly professional developments done. And most of them are achieving that, which is good, and they're enjoying it. Anne is so married in cataloging, she's had a pass. She still gets a pass for this month too. Well, actually, she already did hers for this month, but she's cataloging an awful lot of stuff, so. Deb has to date, I know I wrote $950 here, to date has secured $1,200 in summer reading donations. We have Ice Cream Farm coming for our summer reading kickoff, plus all of her other gift cards. I think we're floating around $2,500 in donations right now.
I think that's what you said earlier today.
Yeah, so we're ready to go. If anybody wants to stop by the library and have a preview, it's pretty much pre-packed and ready to go.
You go into the circ room, that shelf right there is
Yeah.
totally full. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. Deb is also starting her book club on June 7th. She is a true crime junkie, so we're going to give that a go. Lena has been working on her summer reading crafting prep. She's doing 3 registration-only crafting for adult programs this summer. Her crafts are now up on display. Everybody's very excited about that. She's very excited about it. Dawn is doing her reading and relabeling, and Jubilee is working towards her master's, so she's focusing on Reader's Advisory right now. So we're pretty much ready to go for summer reading, which we're very excited about. We're going to push out the marketing probably at the beginning of the beginning of next week. So we're very excited about that.
Now, you started this with monthly professional development. Is this something you're setting up for each month?
They, all staff knows they can choose whatever they want as long as it has something to do with professional development. like if they wanna work on their marketing skills or their design skills or library specific, that's fine. It's really whatever they choose to do. Sometimes they ask me what I think they should do, and other times they just go for it, so.
We haven't anything in the budget for that, do we?
No, we
No,
don't.
So, I'm not sure how are we funding that?
they're all free webinars.
Free
The
webinars.
internet is amazing.
God bless free
Yeah,
things.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the MBLC has stuff up sometimes, Niche Academy puts a lot of free webinars up.
Mhm.
The girls are really interested in doing creative things right now, so maybe not super library driven, but, definitely helpful to the profession,
Good.
for sure. So it's been another fun month at the Pearl facility things. The beacon is all set and the fire alarm batteries are ready to go, so that's completed. Michelle, from the town administrator's office did order the, library signs for us, and Highway is gonna be putting them up when they get a break.
And how did that come about?
Because when I started, I didn't know where the library was, and I
Mhm.
lived one town over, and I was like, how do people know where the library is? But you know what, I can come to work without my GPS now, so I wanted to let you know that, because remember I joked that I had to put my GPS on to find the building?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I can get to work without my GPS now, but I thought it would be nice, like, most libraries have
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
You
I
come off
have
of-
seen them in
you
other
come into the
towns.
center of
Yeah.
Oxford, you've got a big library sign telling you where to go.
It's just that universal sign, I think especially since we're so close to Webster,
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
get their libraries confused.
Yeah, I would have guessed we had one, honestly, but
Yeah,
obviously not.
No, we haven't. That's an
So
oversight.
those are
Nice. That's
in.
good.
and like, is that something you need to get approval through the town
No, that's all
administrator?
set. I've already talked, Michelle ordered them for me.
Yeah.
And she, passed the word on to Highway, so he knows where.
So
we
who
want
pays
them.
for those?
We paid for them,
Oh.
and they put them up for us, so they weren't
They're not
terribly
crazy
expensive.
money.
I think they were maybe $150 for all of it, it wasn't terribly expensive,
No,
but I think well worth the money.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
visibility.
Tell us where we're putting them.
So they are going to be, near Dippin' Donuts at the four-way, so it's gonna be, at the corner, both coming from Town Hall and also traveling from Webster. And then as you come onto Schofield Ave, there's a Route 12 sign, the library is gonna go right below that also.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, and if we feel like we need more, we can certainly order some. The tree trimming is complete, it was done yesterday. Surprise, yeah, they did a nice job.
Good.
And it was nice because we had the school visit yesterday, so I was very excited, I'm like looking out the window and the kids were, they got to see the flower and stuff, so that was pretty cool. We've already received the invoice for that, that is all set. Our power washing has been put on hold until September.
That's what when you said that, I was like, well, can we just book it ahead now for like that first week of October or something? Like, so that we're out of that thing? Yeah, I didn't think of that,
I was a
but,
little disappointed,
yeah.
but that's okay. They might come back and just try to do the front alcove for us because it's
Mhm.
really, really, really bad. And do that before the water ban starts, I think at 8 o'clock in the morning, is that the time?
I think
Oh,
it's,
the
is it 8 or
limited hours
9?
now, whatever.
It could be 9.
Yeah, I think it might be 9 to 5.
Yep, 9 to 5.
Yeah,
That's what it
that's
is.
all.
So one of them will hopefully get back to me. I think they weren't really interested in packing the truck up in a
Yeah.
little space, but. I have found someone to clean the air ducts at the library professionally. They are
Mhm.
really, really, really
Gross.
bad.
Yeah.
And I think that will help with the dust issue.
We
Mhm.
had an issue, or we were talking about one last meeting regarding the roof, as
Yes.
far as shingle status
Yep.
and warranty, perhaps?
Yep. So they're not under warranty, it was 10 years, so it's over. I've had a roofer come out and he's looked at it. The shingles are pretty much, they're delaminated.
Okay.
Oh.
So they're coming apart and the top layer, because of the way that they're nailed, are just sliding down the building.
Oh.
So he, is on board to replace the shingles for us. I think he said 10 altogether.
Oh, okay.
But he does have to order them. So
Yep.
that will hopefully be done in the next, I don't know, 60 days.
Have some saved upstairs, somewhere, wherever things
I
are
know
saved.
Kate I know paint's up there, but I don't know shingles.
My only concern would be, if we had them saved, would be the quality of them sitting in the heat all 10 years, you know what I mean? It's already 10 years, and so I don't know what the condition they would be in. Yeah, they could
Is
be.
this going to be an ongoing project in terms of, I mean, some of them being replaced now, as you say, but it looks like, it would sound like the rest of them aren't going to get any better.
So they're only guaranteed for 10 years? Like, I really thought shingles were like 20 years.
20
Like,
or
that was
30.
that's what I
They
thought.
used to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Wonderful.
The quality has just gone so downhill.
That is one building product in particular that my husband said you can absolutely see, like, the demise.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, with acid rain becoming a bigger deal now and what have you, it definitely, like, the poor shingles just cannot hold up.
Yep.
All right, well, what that means is it's something that's going to have to be kept, keep watch on, if you
Yeah.
will, going forward, because, as I said, it's not going to get any better. Oh, okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
And we did have that event on Saturday, wasn't it, with the water?
Oh, that event. I went right to.
Positive,
Right-
positive. We like positive events.
Yeah, we had another water issue on Saturday, but, so we had our preventative maintenance done for the HVAC system. And I had asked the gentleman to check about the stains in the ceiling, and they felt that it was a condensation issue. So they wrapped the pipes, and then Saturday morning I got a phone call that the ceiling was on the floor, so I went in. They came right away. It was not that, I don't know if you guys remember, but, in the teen room, I think it was in March, there's a
Oh, yeah.
little fill and air valve that sits on top of the units, and they're
Yeah.
made to like burp the air out of the system. And they're corroded, so they're not sealing, so
Oh.
the top is not coming down. So we had one replaced. That's exactly what this other problem was. So to get ahead of that issue, I think he's gonna order 7 or 8 of them, and we're gonna get ahead of it and just replace them whether they're a problem or not. Because
You
you
know, it's
can't
an
undo
on-
water, yeah, that whole water thing is.
Fortunately,
So
the
when you
water
say
was
the
coming down
ceiling-
between the collection, it did not affect any of the collection.
Right,
so
it
that
went
was-
right
in the
and
middle.
That tile just felt perfect, it was
Yeah.
great.
If the tile has to fall, that was a perfect fall.
Yeah, it did really well.
Thank you.
It did really well. So, I'm sure that they'll be back sometime this month. They did do the PM and the unit that's on top of the building, there's some contacts that are corroded, so they're probably gonna come back to replace those anyway, so we might as well just do the whole thing while they're there.
And we had a little discussion the other day. As you come into the library, you notice there's a couple of monitors on either side of the circulation desk. I'm thinking that those may be showing a bit of age in terms of the size. I mean, the world today is looking at these things that are wall, I mean, a full wall, if you will. And I looked at them again today, and I don't know, I think we might want to consider possibly upgrading to something a little bit more visual, if you will. I'd invite anybody to go in and take a look at them. Some of the print that was on some of the messages, it was difficult to read if you're standing in front of the desk. What's that?
We're showing our age.
I'll admit to mine, yeah, okay. And maybe the problem is I have lack of, I need a better optometrist, but some of the print was pretty difficult. I mean, almost impossible, actually. It just kind of all blends in. So I think that, I believe if I look at our friends across the river, I think they've got some nice big monitors there, and maybe we could abscond with one of those, or 2 of them. We need a matching set.
I would say maybe we could watch for, something to be on sale.
Well,
And
these
maybe-
things aren't that crazy expensive
No, I
any
know.
longer, so that's another thought too.
Are you looking for, how big are you looking for?
Oh, I think that's bigger than what we have.
That is bigger than what we have.
Yeah, but there's still bigger available. I don't know what the wall mounts will hold,
Do you-
or how that's constructed.
Do you want it bigger than that?
I can't imagine.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
I know, that's
I mean,
big.
we can get this close to it. I mean, at the library, we can get very close to it if we want to, so I mean.
Well, I'm thinking in terms of if you're at the circulation desk, there's some distance. You are forced, as you don't let your patrons necessarily all running up to see what's on the screen behind the desk. No, something to consider.
Definitely.
It's, not a has to happen tomorrow issue, certainly.
Can put it on our wish list.
Wish list, all right,
Wish
let's wish a
list.
lot.
last building thing I have is, Ernie was out to look at the doors, he's given us a quote, so he will be working on those. He was supposed to do it after the power washing, but he.
And we have some mint in front of the building.
So is that the gentleman that we were gonna, wow, amazing, thank you. Nothing, nothing.
Oh, is that?
Great delivery. Yeah, the good slap in the bag in.
All right, I lost that one.
We'll talk later.
That took about 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, Courtney's gonna plant those for me this week. I picked them up. We have petunias to put in there too. but-
Petunias as well, oh,
Yeah,
wow.
But I didn't wanna leave them out because they're not planted and I didn't want them to.
Walk
yeah.
on.
Walk.
Well, thank you, that's a pleasant addition.
They're gonna be pretty, and help me with the name, not the Helping Hands, because Helping Hands is stuck in my mind. June,
United Way?
thank you, is
Oh.
coming
Oh,
in June
yep.
for the
Okay.
property
Yep.
cleanup, so,
Oh, nice.
yeah, so if anyone has an extra wheelbarrow, take it in June. I think we have to supply our own tools.
Yes,
Oh.
volunteers are asked to bring, if they sign up for a certain spot and know what's gonna be happening, that's like, we would tell them to bring rakes. This is when I was on United Way,
Mhm.
bring rakes, bring whatever. But I will also supply some stuff.
Okay, yeah, because she's
Are
specifically.
we doing a lot of weeding this year?
We're doing a lot of weeding this year.
Yeah.
Oh, that means you want my truck back. Cause then we fill up the truck, I take it down the road, dump it out, bring it back, dump it out.
I thought highway came and picked up now.
Oh, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
They probably will if I don't show up, but it's just
Okay.
easy because we just keep dumping it in the back of the truck.
Okay.
What date is this again?
I will get you a date tomorrow.
Yes,
I
make
don't know
sure,
off the top
make
of my
sure
head.
I'm here.
Okay.
'Cause
That would be
I guess I'll
June.
volunteer.
June.
I will volunteer.
Yeah.
And we've been also known to supply drinks and fun stuff for the volunteers.
Okay.
Out of petty cash, whatever, just to
Okay,
be thankful.
good to know.
I mean, we've actually gone next door and gotten pizza, but sometimes the volunteers are with us that long, sometimes they're not.
Okay.
It's, over the years, it's been a variety of things, but we offer, and if we're so inclined, we break out some pizza and drinks.
Great. Oh, one more building thing. We received a Good Communities grant for weather stripping. It's actually complete. They surprised us this week too. So, yeah, Olivia from the, I guess, town administrator's office.
Uh-huh, yep.
Set that up for us. So thank you, Olivia. That was super helpful. And I did meet with the town IT department to discuss cameras for the Fells room. We also talked about getting some help about computer replacements. And we even discussed the phones a little bit. So we have a couple of different companies coming at us with quotes. So as soon as I have anything that.
What are the phone, what's the phone?
We have the POTS lines, the plain old telephone
Yep.
lines.
Yep.
And don't have any information on it yet.
Yep.
But from what IT explained to me is we really only have to keep two, one for the fax and one for emergency services.
Mhm.
And then we can do something else with the other main lines for the building. Definitely at the beginning stages. And they did say they could put us on the same phone service as the town, so we'll see. I'm meeting with him in June.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
thank you.
So I am going to the Board of Selectmen's meeting on the 6th to give them a library funding 101 presentation. So if anybody would like to preview that presentation, let me know. I will send you the link. It's on Canva. You're welcome to, you don't have to. It's up to you guys if you want to see it.
I would say, send it to the board, please.
Finished in 50 seconds of joy.
Nice.
Yes, we'll see.
So you're already on their meeting?
Yes, I'm
Oh.
already on the agenda, and
Yep.
Don asked that I get on the agenda quarterly. So Michelle and
Nice.
I will be setting up a time and then
Nice,
same time,
yeah.
same place, kind
Yep.
of thing.
Oh, that's a departure.
Yeah.
We call that
That is.
visibility.
Yes,
Yeah,
I like that.
It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I listed some of the programs here, and then I ended up just listing a whole sheet on the back that we're using for summer reading, because with summer reading starting, I feel like it's really hard to break the programming list. So we're just gonna push out the whole programming list for the summer. So if you flip to the back page, we have Pearl's picking parlor still, we have Friends of yoga, Pat Hatch the Chicken, where they actually deliver the eggs to the library, is coming June 4th.
And how long will they be in the egg state? Like, do you know what time frame you're getting them?
I believe they're supposed to hatch in 2 weeks, but don't
Okay.
quote me on that. But they will be dropping off and picking up.
They've done that in
I wonder if
Webster
it's like
for a
duck eggs.
number
I
of years.
hatched
They're
duck
chickens
eggs that-
usually. They are chickens, or at
Yeah,
least
we're
Webster's been chickens.
We're doing chickens for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Well,
I-
think.
Mason Road School, my mother duck laid eggs, and I was on the council then. And so I took them home, and from Burpees and Records, they let me borrow their incubator. So I had to mark the eggs, I had to turn them every day, and oh yeah.
You were Mother Duck.
I was, and you know what? I was Mother Duck, because after they hatched, I'm trying to think where they were on something, and they jumped down off as soon as I walked
They
out,
followed.
and they
They
followed
imprinted on
me,
your
yeah,
Oh, boy.
yep. We had them for a while, too, and then, you know, we live on water, and they just went on their merry little way,
Awesome.
yep.
That is so sweet, Joyce. At least you were Mother Goose.
Chris Leo is coming back to us on June 10th for herbal infused oils. She's always super popular. As I mentioned earlier, Lena's doing her crafternoons with Lena.
I like that.
Yeah, she's really
That's sweet.
excited about it.
It
Really
is. I
excited
like
about
that.
it. She's already had people sign up too. We haven't even publicized yet, which is funny. I love that.
Well, I just saw it today, so it got publicized.
It's on the event calendar, but we haven't like pushed out our flyers and our marketing.
Oh, I was gonna say, it came on the newsletter today, yeah, that's where I saw it.
Yeah. Liz Corrigan, who is the Director of Career Services at Nichols, is coming for a resume workshop for us. And she may come back and do like a practice interview session for people.
Nice.
Um,
Are you pushing that towards teens at all?
Anybody who wants to talk
Okay.
to anybody. So she's really interested to see who she's gonna get.
Okay.
Is it a registration, or?
It is a registration.
Oh, good.
Only because if a ton of people registered, she may be looking at getting some backup to come in and
Yeah.
help her.
Yeah,
But if people show up without registration, they're welcome. The people
Yep.
that show up without registrations for all our programs are always welcome, unless it's
Crazy.
unless it's famous. So we're excited about that. And then, of course, on the 13th, we're having the summer reading kickoff ice cream party at 1 o'clock. Everyone who signs up for summer reading that day will get an ice cream from Ice Cream Farm. They will be on site. Courtney is starting her Chilling at the Library with Miss Courtney on the 20th, which is going to be a Thursday night program. It's going to be really literary based, so she's going to do poetry, maybe blackout poetry, journaling, diaries, haikus, whatever, doodling, whatever floats the boat of the group every week, so that should be really cool.
so that means that we're gonna have 2 evening things. Are you still gonna maintain having the Monday night guest
We are.
readers?
We are.
All right, I like that, so that there's something both nights, that's great.
Yeah, we talked about that this morning. I woke up this morning and I said, you know what, we're gonna keep with the Monday nights through the summer to see how it goes. We have
Yeah.
a really big interest from the community wanting to come in and read. So it talked to the fire chief last night. He was gonna bring the truck and he wants to
Nice.
have story time. And I think that if the police could come, I mean, the fire's coming, that would be great.
Mhm.
You get that ace in the hole, you can make it happen.
So, we are gonna keep with that. Deb works Monday nights and she facilitates that, so
Mhm.
I think the public really likes it. So we're gonna stick with it for the summer, and if it doesn't work, that's okay. The Poop Museum is coming on the 22nd. I've included a little description on the next page, so everyone could read what that is about. It's just learning about the serious science of poop and pooping. She has been at many libraries in this area. Her name is Susan McGuire. She packs the house every time and just have a great time. I bet they do. Yeah, so she'll be with us on the 22nd. Of course, we have our book crew, and then take a tromp through the swamp on the 27th. We have introduction to birds and bird watching for adults on the 27th at night.
Is that, do they bring anything?
It's the Mass Audubon, so it's more of a
Okay,
presentation.
okay.
Yeah, they'll be back in the fall to do a hawk program for us too. In July, we have the musical puppet show with Tom Knight again. The 18th of July, we're very excited. We're having a Swiftie trivia night, so it's going to be a Name That Poet. So we are challenging all Swifties to study up on their poetry because we're going to have a really good time. That's open to, we're thinking 12 and up. Hopefully, we're going to get some moms and some dads to participate. So on the 29th, we have the Science Heroes here. And then, of course, Lena has some more crafting. We're doing rubber ducky soaps on August 8th, and Jean Walker will be here on the 15th of August. So we have a lot going on, which is great.
It is.
Well done.
Yeah. We added the Mystic Aquarium houses this month, and next month I'll update you on what else we're adding for May. And then really the last thing that we have, we have two things. One of them is very exciting. The self-checkup is up and running in the children's room, which is very exciting. The adult one definitely does not work, and we will not be putting that back. We had a long conversation with the staff, and they really, really feel like a big part of this job is making connections with people, and that time to do that is at the circus. The kids love.
I was just
the
gonna
circus,
say,
and
I think the
they-
kids probably absolutely
Yes,
love to
they
do that,
They
yeah.
do, yeah, but we're still interacting with them
Yeah.
because they don't know how to use it,
Yep.
so it's kind of a win-win. But we won't be putting it back at the adult desk, anytime long. Because I think that it's gonna be like a whole issue with being compatible with the gates and having to update that too, so. And then finally, the Friends have some exciting news. They were picked for the community bag program for Big Y. So, for the month of June, anytime anybody buys a community bag at Big Y for $2.50, $1, and the profits go back to the Friends of the Pearl Library. They've been on that
Nice.
list for a long time, so they're very excited.
Mm.
And we will start publicizing that, next month. So our social media use is going up, constant contact, you're gonna see, that's in the newsletter, the number's gonna, be a variable because Luna's cleaning up the list for bounce backs still, but Facebook is growing and Instagram is growing, which is great. Our circulations are up 27% overall, and it's not just from the digital collection, which is good. The digital collection is up 19%, but the physical collection is also up. The children's circs are starting to pick up again, which is great.
I notice books seem to be, the world isn't going completely electronic or completely paperless.
No.
Books are still in favor. What is adult books? Are we seeing more? Is it fiction, nonfiction? Do we know?
Definitely fiction.
Fiction, well,
Definitely fiction.
we need the escapism.
Yeah, yes, for sure.
Okay.
Yep, for sure. But we have, it's interesting is our DVDs do really well. A lot of communities don't buy them anymore, buy a lot of them anymore because they don't circ. A lot of people are downloading, but our community likes them.
Yeah.
And we just added a DVD player to our library of things, so people that don't have a DVD player can borrow that in their DVDs too.
Nice.
Yeah, and we actually just bought a CD player too, so hopefully that helps with the audio CDs. Those are starting to decline for sure.
So how do you advertise that now you have that CD,
So that's gonna be our,
or,
keep your eyes posted on social media.
Okay.
So it's a thing, it's happening tomorrow.
Okay.
We were waiting for Anne to finish cataloging,
Yeah.
like I said, she had a lot to catalog. So we have, a bunch of outdoor things for our library of things, so the girls will be on social media tomorrow doing that.
So
I
it's
can't wait, because
Oh,
I
it's
have
gonna be
so
special.
enjoyed
So that'll
seeing
be
all
on the
the social
website as
media.
well, right?
Website, Facebook, Instagram.
Okay, the whole gamut then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And then of
yeah.
course we'll have signage up, so we put a shelf up, I think Ben saw it today, it's moved. So when you come in next time, Richard, you'll see it, it's right, when you're looking at the desk, it's right to the left of the desk.
Okay.
That's the temporary spot for the new library of things. And I think we have officially reached our pre-COVID number for library traffic, so we're right on it now, so we'll see what the trend is. But April, May, and June, I didn't have actuals for the month, so I'm not sure which months were higher or lower, I just averaged it out, so moving forward, it'll be interesting to see how that line moves.
Good.
Did I see something in your notes, about the, Crawford Corner?
Somewhere,
Yeah, you sent a separate email with regards
Yes,
to
with
the plans.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually
Oh, it's not,
four
yeah,
on
never
the
mind.
agenda.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I read it in two different places, so I apologize.
No, that's quite right.
The FY twenty-five budget passed last night, which everybody knows, yay.
Yeah.
We're excited about that. We're in a really good position for the FY twenty-four budget. I don't think we're gonna be leaving any money on the table. So we're almost spent out for materials at this point. We might have a little salary money left over because of all the changes.
Okay.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about the budget?
Nope.
Now, Bernard, we have a contract with them. Is that a multi-year contract we have with them?
That I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's just an annual contract.
Annual,
For their
so-
service, yeah.
We've seen them pretty recently, I mean, a number of times. I don't know what that would look like in terms of a new contract. Whether,
Yeah.
when that, when we have a contract expire, whether that amount is going to be going up. I assume it would go up, nothing goes down.
Probably 4%. They're prevailing wage, so I don't know if it's gonna swing as much as some other jobs would. I don't think the prevailing wage jumps as much from year to year. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you know when it comes in.
Right.
Last week when they were in the building, that was their preventative maintenance checkup for the HVAC system. Saturday's visit was gonna be
Got
time,
maintenance, yeah.
time. So, but with a water issue, I couldn't wait till Monday.
No.
He came in and isolated it, so it's good.
We were fortunate that happened when someone was in the building.
That's what I said too, yeah, absolutely. And George is gonna be cleaning the carpets, Saturday after the building closes, so that'll be good.
Good timing.
Yep.
So, programming, financial, facility, any other questions on any one of those three? Covered them well?
That's next week. I looked in the binder today and I didn't see anything right off. I saw the casing for the building, so that's next week, yeah. I'm definitely gonna take care of it next week for sure and start
Do
seeing.
you know what we're talking about?
No,
No.
that's my next
Um,
question. I'm
yeah.
not sure what you're talking about.
Outside, go outside through the furnace door, outside the back, so it's you're on the back
Yeah.
alley.
Yeah,
And if you head towards Brandon Road, there is a vent of some sort that comes out of the side of the building, about 8 feet high.
Mhm.
It's the furnace vent.
Furnace vent, yeah, and below it, the siding is not in good shape.
Oh.
It's not in good shape at all. So we've asked, Nicole was looking up to
Yep.
see what the siding was, what if there's any warranty, all the
Mhm.
regular.
And do we want to do siding? Because
Or
What's
change
been-
the vent
change
way.
something, yes,
Change the vent way out
because,
further, because it's gonna happen again, obviously.
Right.
just
right,
repeat
and
itself.
what's behind the siding?
It's just, it's like that cement board, so it's
Okay,
just
so,
like
but is
it's
that,
falling
what's the
apart.
condition of that?
It's hardy plank.
It's
That's
drywall?
the
It's a
hardy
cement-
plank.
Hardy plank, it's a cement composite.
All right, and it's held up pretty well?
Everywhere else.
Everywhere else? Okay, right. Well, it sounds like this
This
is,
is vinyl siding that has taken a beating.
kind of melted probably.
No, it's hardy board. It's a cement
That,
product.
oh, that's what's
Yeah,
happening.
the siding on this
We're
building
having
is a cement product.
Okay.
okay, I thought it was vinyl
sold on
siding.
that
Right.
for the longevity of the. So, we've got to.
Is it a
it's one more
war,
thing.
is it a, like, we're looking in to see if it's warranted?
That's just it.
Well, I
That's,
guess-
as she said, that's next week's.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that next week.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
It's on the list.
I just get to tell you.
It's on the list.
It is, for sure. So I talked to the architect at Crawford Corner, because I don't have a file for the garden.
I have this book. I was able to get Joanne from Studio
MLA, yeah.
on the phone, and she sent me the bid package. We did not get any bids on the bid package.
Mhm.
And she would like to be updated on what direction we're gonna go in. Michelle from the town administrator's office would like also an update if we're gonna go out to bid. Joanne did say that if we're gonna try to go out to bid again, that the best time to do it is at the end of the year, so they can plan for the next year.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to review it again, you're welcome to. I didn't reprint it because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And back when I first talked to them last summer in the middle of all our fiasco, I just said, put it on hold, we will get back to you. And then I asked Nicole, do this, that, and I said, this come later, but the Crawfords were in the building today, two of them, two of the daughters. And I was asked about that, and I said, we're gonna actually talk about that tonight. And I said, we're gonna revisit the whole project. It may change, we don't know. And they were totally comfortable with the fact that it may totally change, may not happen. I just talked to them very honest. I said, I don't know what's gonna happen. Things have changed in a year or two. We may wanna change the whole project. And they said, that's fine, then whatever you guys decide.
When did we put out that last time to bid?
We put it out in the spring.
Was it that we put it out in the spring?
Well, the issue was that we were told after the fact that we had put it out at the wrong time of
Right,
year.
yeah.
And we only, again, that was after the fact.
Yeah.
They were kind enough to share that thought with us. So now it looks like we have clear indication that the best time, and timing is everything apparently in this world.
So we would put it out in the
At
fall?
the end of the year,
This is
yeah, somewhere in the fall, probably.
What?
February 20.
That's what I was gonna say,
The
the end
project
of Christmas.
architect says 2/24/23 for a date. So it would've been last February.
Yeah.
Not this past, but a year ago.
That doesn't seem right.
No.
Oh, really? I was
No.
gonna say that does seem right to me. I was gonna say it was the end of winter.
I
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, be that as it may, I think
Yeah.
the thought is that we need to go at the end of the year. And that's not fiscal year, that's the end of the calendar year. Okay.
So you can get on somebody else's calendar to get booked, if you will. Yeah, the date on everything here is 2/24/2023.
Okay. It seems longer, how about
It's
that?
quite a package
Mhm.
when it goes out.
It's just that if that went out in, like, we weren't talking about it before the whole financial, like, I don't remember us having a big like, that's why I'm thinking it doesn't sound like it was last year. Like, it seemed it was prior to
You
that.
wanna put it back a year.
Yeah, I want to go back. I think it was back before that, because
Yeah.
you think we hit that financial thing, the last director left. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, like, I don't remember talking about
No,
it.
No, well, when we got into the whole budget crisis,
Yeah.
this was definitely put
Yeah.
on hold. And
Yeah, but I think it
Everything
was
stopped.
on hold prior to that. Like,
That
But
wasn't
they
the
came-
board in February 23. I didn't come on until June, July, or August, somewhere.
And what do you remember?
I don't remember any discussion really
Yeah.
about Concord Corner at that point.
seemed like it was
We were
further
reached out
back.
to during that time period, because one of the
Yes.
staff members was when we were without, it was like July.
Yep.
And we reached out to him
Yep.
and asked, what's the scoop? And then I called him back. Just said, and that was like July of last year. But,
When we were all in plan.
yes. What are our desires going forward? In my past, and our desires going forward? I mean, my guesstimate was when we didn't get any bids, but the estimate was like close to 500,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
500,000, yeah, so.
it was
that
going to exceed that because we
Exactly.
ran into prevailing wage.
Yeah,
That was
And-
what stopped everything, was prevailing wage.
Oh, building materials has.
Everything's,
Yep.
everything's
Oh,
on the other
nothing's right now.
And I honestly not sure we should go forward with it. I just not thinking that's the best use of some of our money. I'm not sure.
It's definitely something to
That
think
area
about.
cleaned up,
Done
but-
something, yes, something would be nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think we could do a lot to clean that lot. I'm using the word lot more than once, obvious redundancy there, but I mean, I think we could do a lot to clean the lot without having to go all the way with this project as it's laid out
You know,
currently.
do something bare bones.
We could do it,
And
and
then
we could look at this as
adding
phasing
on.
thing in or doing them
Yep.
as something in stages,
And
if
you
you
say,
will.
literally, we could hire locally to clean it up completely
Yeah.
and make it mowable. And that's a start.
That's,
Yeah.
that's a start.
That's a start, just clean it up. We've already taken 2, 3 trees. How many did they end up taking down?
Right.
Did they take down the total?
They took
I
the
looked at
whole
that, I said, I
thing
can't see I think they took the whole
They
thing
took
down.
the whole
Okay.
thing down.
So we've already taken some down, but just clean the whole thing out. And if we need to, seed it, I don't know, but just start with cleaning it out.
So I guess my first question would be is, how do we stand with MLA? Do we end our
That's a good question.
connection with them and say, we're not going forward with this? And we're done, bye-bye? Do we owe them money if we say that? Like, what's the?
I asked if we owed them any money, and you didn't think so, right, Nicole?
She did not mention that.
So I don't think we owe them any money.
Okay.
And I just remember being around this table and nobody totally happy after we were with them for a while.
No, we're not.
And so I don't see, even if we do something going forward, we may
It
go
would
in
work
another
then,
direction.
yes.
And we effectively have paid for this design.
Yes.
We paid for the design.
Right,
Yes.
and so if it was, if it could be ours to implement on a gradual basis as opposed to going whole hog and doing the whole thing at once
Yep.
as we
Good point.
originally thought.
But we don't have the design.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Oh, that's it.
It's all there.
Yeah, we have it.
That's,
And
that's
nine
exactly,
pages that was sent to you today,
working
or last week.
design, okay.
And that
Eh.
number looks pretty close to what we've expected.
And I do think that it would sell well in terms of a local,
Local.
somebody local, doing again the phase thing. The first thing, as you mentioned, cleaning it out and getting it more presentable and, just as more usable, if you will. Someplace you could put a bench, for example, or get some kids out there to look at leaves or whatever might be available, something
Maybe
like
you
that.
can consider putting the fence around that
Yeah.
we talked about.
Yeah, but I mean, again, that's, maybe clean it, maybe fence it, and we just work our way
Yeah,
through it. doing
bare
it
bones
locally
and then add on to it over time.
yeah.
This is the question of that sculpture.
I talked to the Prophets about that today, they're fine. They hadn't been with Matty Lord, had thrown ideas, and actually Joanna was gonna send you a picture of it, and an email of it.
I mean, if
But
it gets
nothing
done,
was-
it's,
Nothing was done with Matty
Oh,
to
okay.
start it.
Oh,
She was
okay.
just throwing conceptual ideas out to the
Oh,
Prophets.
oh, okay.
So
because I would say,
nothing there.
if anything happened, like, we could probably put it
Put
in the
it
front of the
somewhere.
library somewhere, and
Oh,
it could
yeah.
be moved
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
time to
Oh, yeah.
where,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you fill me in on that?
The 4 Crawford girls, when they heard we were doing Crawford's Corner, were all excited, and they were gonna donate a sculpture
Mhm.
to go into the corner with a local artist who lives at the Crawford original house up on the hill,
Oh, okay,
Matty Lord.
Yeah.
okay. Nice. Yeah, one of the things that I worry about if we clean up that corner and develop it or what have you, is that I just don't want it to be like a hangout. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but for people who are not necessarily from the library. Like it becomes an after hours kind of young,
Well, it's gonna have a lot, the fence and a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
but sometimes that's even more exciting. Not gonna,
Oh, no, you are correct. We had
Yep.
homeless living in that lot before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked out a couple.
Yeah.
In past years, it hasn't happened lately.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened in probably good 6-8 years, but
Yeah.
in past years, we had, there's a sleep bag, there's a this, there's a that. So
Yeah.
we just.
So I think that maybe if we do kind of phase it, it might, and obviously not dump a whole lot of, like, $500,000 is a
Yeah.
lot of money to
Right.
drop on.
And we
something.
weren't putting up a building.
Right.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what bothered me.
Yeah,
No,
for
agreed.
that amount, we were
Oh
getting
my
a
gosh.
very
That
pretty
if we
park.
move,
Yeah. Small and not a large one.
No.
Yeah.
and what have you, that people would recognize that this is a space that the library is developing, this is a space that is,
Mhm.
is part of the library. it is not just, you know, a rando piece of
And-
neighborhood that we can hang in.
Not too far down this line, we maybe want to do lighting. So the police can go by and it's lit up all night long, so they can peruse and
Yeah.
see. And we make sure we do it in such a way that it's very visible, it's not closed off, and there are no
That's- yeah,
quiet
definitely
corners.
some security.
Yeah, something, yeah, but you know. So, I suggest we contact MLA and say we're done, if that's, I hear that's kind of consensus about.
I would take a vote
Yeah,
on it.
I would say that we have no plans to go ahead with this project at this time as it's proposed, as currently proposed, as opposed to we're done. Done
Yeah.
sounds very final.
yeah, okay.
And
that's
we
fine.
may,
have it.
you know, somebody, you know, from the skies, somebody has a winning lottery ticket and drops another $500,000 in the pot, and all of a sudden prevailing wage and the rest of it goes out the window, and we can go whole hog. Not, I don't know how many
Yeah,
lottery
okay,
tickets there
yeah.
are out there, but
Nicely say, we're done for now. You know, as you say, be polite and don't close all doors.
We're in a holding pattern.
Uh,
I would say any.
There's a motion to that effect, we good?
yeah.
What they gave us is probably passed.
Yeah.
We need a second for the motion?
Do we have a motion?
Second.
Do we have a second? Any other discussion? We good? All
Aye.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion by Mr. Clark, second by Ms. Corge, and it's unanimous.
And what was the wording of the motion again? Just because.
To notify
To
MLA.
notify MLA that we are not planning to go ahead with this project at this time,
Yeah.
as simple as, just as little as
Just keep it
that.
As simple as
Yeah.
possible.
You know, and now we've got some different staff in the building. I'm interested to ask them to maybe take a look at some of what's on here in this proposal, if you will, and what thoughts they might have.
Exactly.
You know, I think we've got some bright eyes
Yeah.
as opposed to,
And a lot of skin in the game, like, you
Yeah.
definitely have a really active staff at
Right.
this time.
Yeah.
right, you know, and then obviously it's right next door, if you will, to the youth, the kids' room, so hopefully there's some opportunity there to
Absolutely.
bring those two together.
And it's a good time too, because we're gonna start working on our strategic plan. It's a good time to ask the community what they would like to see out of the library.
Mhm.
A couple simple questions might give us a really good idea of what people are looking for.
Good.
And that doesn't mean we have to, you know, do that, but I think that would information would be
Yeah.
really helpful.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Very good. Number 5, library director update. Nicole is coming to the end of her probation period.
Oh, wow.
And right by me, because everything was been going so well, she reminded me. And she goes, you know my probation period? I said, are you trying to tell me something? No, I just.
Well, the way it was worded in the agenda, I was like, oh my gosh. Please don't
I
tell
wasn't
me.
sure how to word it. She was saying, I don't know, keep it simple, and no. Probation period is coming to an end, so I would like to make a motion that we overwhelmingly support continuing this and ending the probation period. And let me hear your thoughts on how she's doing, please.
I would love to make that motion.
Sure.
What scares me a bit is you set such a high bar so quickly. You know, I don't know. You know, you've reached the ceiling as far as my expectations are concerned. You break through at some point, going on, 6 months from now, I suppose. I don't know where that goes. I mean,
It's exciting to feel the way we do right now about
Yes.
the library.
Yep.
It's been a long
Compared to
time.
where we were 12
oh,
months
I mean,
ago.
it's like
11 months ago?
like the sun has come up. I mean, it's and thank you for that and the staff. And I mean, it's just a different
Yeah.
place. I mean, the
It
whole
is.
thing is
The
like
whole
it's
walking in.
Yeah.
You feel the difference.
Right.
It's
No, I was down there this afternoon, and it's nice and cool in there, so I said to Deb, I said, this is the coolest place in Dudley, so she's gonna copyright that, but, it really has become that, if you will, and I don't mean just the temperature, it is, where else in Dudley would you go? I mean, if, it's not age-specific, it's everybody,
It's for everybody.
there is nothing else in this town, really, and I think we need to value that, and As much as we can spread that, message around here on the third floor, so much the better.
And not just the community. The two Crawford women, one lives in Rhode Island, one lives on the Cape. Because if they're Crawfords, they kind of follow the social media. They said, I just see a whole new vibe, Ben, just through the social media. I mean, they don't come in. Today was the first time they've been in since last summer, at least, if not longer. And they just said, social media, Ben, is just different.
That's awesome.
You can just feel
Yep.
it through the social media. I said,
I
"Thank you.
totally
We need
agree
to
with
hear
that.
this."
I totally agree with that. It's been wonderful to have you on board, and you've done great things, and I can only see it getting better with time going on, like the things that you do that we have hit a wall over the past couple of years, that wall is not there anymore, and it's really nice. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yep.
So,
No, I love the social media part because I work and I don't get in there. So it's really nice to see. I think it's great. You can just see the staff's enthusiasm. Yep.
Yeah. I am one of those people who I love to see the people who work there are so excited about it. And even from your last visit when you brought, two people with you, I just loved that part of the meeting, I'm gonna be completely honest. Because those two individuals are so happy with their jobs. They were like just bubbling over it. And it just made me feel so good. And I'm like, this is what you should be like to go to work. Nobody wants to go to a job where they're not happy.
Right.
These people are happy and it is spilling out into the community. I mean, you've got hard factual numbers because the people coming in want to be there. They want to see what are the great things that are happening at our library. So that, numbers don't lie. Like, you got it going on, girl. Nice job.
Seeing it go up, and that really how people, really use the library. We're very quiet during the day, and I'm excited to see what the summer brings.
right.
We certainly have a lot going on.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Lena's gonna bring this craft. I mean, she was showing the Crawfords, and I happened to be there, so I got to see what Lena was putting together
Show and
for her
tell.
craft. Exactly. And it's almost like origami, but it's out of old books and with this, I mean, a hedgehog, a vase of flowers. I mean, it's like, how do you do that? I mean, it's gonna be another different group that she brings in.
Yeah.
And they're all doing it, and they're all picking their own little niches to do things.
Another thing that you mentioned earlier, too, is it looks like we've reestablished to some extent a relationship with the third floor, if you will, in this building, which was fractured at best in the past. So that's obviously a step forward. And I think that presentation that you're planning for the selectmen, you've shown me some bits and pieces of that. I think that will go well.
And they haven't asked anyone in the past. So that speaks loads.
That's nice.
That really does, yes.
Yeah, put you on quarterly to
Yeah.
set this up for
Yeah,
the public.
yeah.
That is super.
Yep.
He definitely is interested in what's happening at the library, and I think people are interested in what's happening at the library.
Yeah, and a lot of people that may not have social media or whatever do follow the selectmen's meetings, so I think that's just another way to
Yeah,
bring
one
more people in
avenue.
and tell them what's going on.
Yep, one more avenue.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Do show and tell.
Richard,
When you
did
do
you,
that.
did
So
you
we-
actually make a motion yet?
I think there's a motion in there somewhere.
What is the motion? Pick a motion.
Oh, something to the effect that we're overwhelmingly happy with the performance to date as far as Nicole is concerned, and at the end of her probationary period, we feel that we can offer her the position as a non-probationary employee, if that wording makes any sense at all.
And Michelle, did Michelle mention anything about the wording or what we should legally do?
No, I felt after the vote, I would go
Okay,
ahead.
make sure
I'm going to-
whatever is required
Yeah.
gets done.
Yeah.
It's a
They're
letter
prob-
from us, we approve.
Yeah, additional
There
vacation.
probably is some verbiage that's appropriate, and I'm sure I didn't hit any of it.
That's okay. So the motion is, we totally approve of going forward, and we're gonna work with HR at the town level to make sure the appropriate paperwork is done.
Good.
Oh, yes.
Do we have it?
Upon satisfaction conclusion of a 90-day probationary period and written recommendation from the Board of Trustees, so we'll find out the exact verbiage of that. Nicole will be eligible for 15 days of paid vacation in FY '25. So we will make sure that's part of it too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have some of it, but we'll make sure anything else that has to be added into it, gets added
Okay.
into it. So, we have a motion,
Second.
we have a second, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Super.
Overwhelming.
Yes. an
Yes.
overwhelming-
Thank you for taking a chance on me. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you for coming in the pot, because
This was,
it obviously seems to be a good fit for.
this is better than winning a Kentucky Derby.
Almost.
Almost. Well, not having bet on it, I guess it's better than.
All righty, board members' comments and observations, we'll open it up to that at the moment. If anybody has anything to add?
I think at the meeting in June, I guess we can go over like what the town hall hours
Yes,
are,
we will
and
work
then
on
what,
that.
okay.
We'll work on that now.
And we'll vote on-
I'll take copies of.
But this is just, I've just typed out the holidays and
Yeah.
It's good that you
Kind of
brought that up, and we
screenshot.
need
Yeah,
to
thank
keep
you.
the focus
Get
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's easy since Labor Day's the first one, but it'll be here before we know it.
I guess.
it will
Yeah, we
be.
just heard the whole summer programming, so
Yeah.
Zoom.
you folks are gonna be very busy.
I hope so, I hope so.
Yes.
And Deb Coggins has done a great job reaching out to the community, just bringing
Yeah.
bringing in the business people.
Mhm.
She's just getting donations from all sorts of people, that's obviously making connections.
Yep.
You know, it's another
Your
connection.
library, really, there is nobody who can't use the library to some
Right.
benefit themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you'd have to work really hard to be like, nope, there is nothing the library could do for me.
I mean,
What?
we don't need books. Well, guess
Yeah.
what? That's only one small piece of the whole puzzle
Right.
at this point.
With the weather today, we got a little preview of what the summer might be. And if it gets much higher, into the 90s or so, I think we might want to put on the sign, the library available as a cooling center, because we do have some
Sure.
folks.
This place in Dudley.
It is, that truly, but I mean, we do have some people in town who,
Health issues.
elderly, and turning that air conditioner on and, sending those checks off the National Grid can be a little more painful than it has in the past for some of these folks, and something in the way of an option. I know in the winter, they offer the fire station, I think, as a warming station, which I think we should maybe look at that in the winter, as opposed to, cozying up to a fire truck is very warming, I'm sure, but we've got some things to offer people in addition to that they could, just, spend their time benefiting as opposed to watching the tire pressure.
That could be part of
Actually,
June
they have a
6th.
meeting room in there, I think that's probably where they have to.
Yeah, but we have books and we have, things that, magazines and mahjong if they want to get into it.
Puzzles. and-
Puzzles,
Yeah, you can-
all sorts
you
of
can keep
things.
going, yes.
And if it gets them into the building, so much the better.
Oh, sure.
Right.
And movies, yes, we have the movies, yes.
Yeah.
So with with it becoming cooling season and all that, do the doors affect at all, like the air conditioner running, the inside interior,
Yeah.
should they be shut?
Probably, at some point, we should maybe just shut one, that would cut down on it, a little bit.
Yeah.
You mean before the gates?
Yeah.
The ones we have?
Yeah, that
had
are
open for
always
10
open,
years?
right, well,
Open
my
for 10
feeling
years?
is that they're not supposed to be. It's a green building and it's supposed to be humidity controlled, and I believe those doors are supposed to be closed.
Yeah.
But like, just for cost alone, I look at,
We can definitely look at
But that space is air conditioned also, and I think part of, the doors originally was so we could close off the
Fell's
Fell's
room.
room from the rest of the library, so we could use it as an evening or a separate timing.
Yep.
And
but
I'm not-
I do believe that it does help it's a green building, and
Probably.
I would think the exterior doors opening into that common space is one thing, but then those doors are closed by the time you get to the interior doors, and that's helping your
Yeah,
cost.
you block off.
Yeah.
Cold
Yeah.
and, as you say, cold and heat. We should probably be doing that all year round.
Do we have is there a handicapped access?
Well, that was like,
Yeah.
On those
that
doors?
was like been an issue,
it.
like,
So we would have to move some of the displays to the left and right of the gates, which, don't be shocked that I am moving them. And to make
I
these fresh
did
rooms
see
people
one of
come
them.
in.
Yeah.
We're not moving them out, we're just moving them
Okay.
around, so it's interesting.
so maybe we could do a trial and see, like, are there a lot of complaints? Are there issues,
We can
handicap?
just shut them and see how it goes. you know, the other thing is we've started shutting the children's room doors so kids don't make a mad dash for the parking lot because that happens.
Right.
Oh,
That
yes.
might be a second good barrier. I know in
Yep.
the summer, in the wintertime, it's a problem because the mats that are put down.
Right.
Those
Right.
doors get jammed.
Right,
As well.
yeah,
But the
yeah.
mats are up, so.
I see parents with kids, knapsacks, and carrying, you know, the assortment of baggage that goes along with having a child, a younger one in particular, and doors don't
it's hard.
quite fit into that kind of scenario.
Are they turn handle doors or are they?
They're
Push
push
doors.
doors.
But I mean, you get your hands pretty much tied up, and, you know, you've got one here and one there.
I'm just gonna
and
tell
that's
you
up a
that
little
they
bit.
deal with it at any other establishment
I'm
they
gonna
go
say,
into.
And the
they
oldest
may.
one gets
do.
to go push the button.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
oldest one goes, gets to push the button. Don't get that button for
Okay.
me, and I always did it with my own grandchildren.
Yeah.
Curtis, go get the button.
Yes.
Well, we'll get Curtis on loan.
I
and
mean,
we'll-
I just think maybe let's do it for a trial
Let's
and
try it.
see,
Yeah, can't hurt.
like, let's do it for 60 days or something where we can actually compare even the electric bill. The AC
They're
running.
getting a lot of solar credits now too.
Then it might not.
It
Yeah,
just,
this is good.
it's a good thing,
It's
but
hard
it-
to,
it's
it's hard to,
Well-
yeah. That is,
The trees
you know.
came down, were there any issues? I know that there was one house that we thought there was gonna be some problems with. I don't know, was there a potential that part of the tree was gonna fall?
yes.
Yes, they
Okay.
felt the pine trees were gonna come down on the
Okay.
garage, so it wasn't a safety thing, it was an
Okay.
insurance thing, it was a courtesy.
A courtesy thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're a good neighbor.
You know, staying with that, as I recall, there is an issue with the property line, and I don't think that's been dealt with in terms of one of the neighbors having
Yeah.
appropriated some corner of the library's property.
yep.
Yep.
And I think that
that,
was
it's
checked with
that.
the town planner,
It's that person.
Yep.
and I don't know how we want to, you know, that,
Well, when we start cleaning up that corner,
well, I think he has it fenced.
Yeah.
his fences on our, well,
Yes.
then you could absolutely have someone, have a surveyor come in.
Yeah.
Because pin should be in there.
Well, I think that's unfortunately, you know, not going to be the most neighborly thing that we have to do, but it's something that needs to be addressed at some point.
Yes, when we do all this,
Yeah.
it's gonna be part of it.
All the little details.
Good times.
It's always something.
Yeah. Any other comments or observations?
I probably should have put this on the agenda, but, I just wanna put it out there, we don't need to talk about it tonight, but I'm wondering if anybody would be amenable to pushing the trustees meeting up a week? So it's not at the end of the month, it's more towards the beginning of the month, because by the time I'm reporting on things, so this was April, we're at the end of May. I feel like I'm so far behind, like,
Mhm.
telling you guys what goes on.
I guess it would you'd have to see availability
Oh,
from,
yes.
for film and video, and because I do believe the week before us, somebody has a meeting.
Okay.
I don't remember who it was.
Planning is on Wednesday nights. Selectmen are on
Second.
Monday nights. Conservation is on Wednesday nights.
Sewer and water.
I don't know when they're
So
here.
that would be the first thing, is to see what days and,
Yeah.
like,
Amanda, you better know that answer.
But on the 18th, is that when you're looking to move it to?
well, I think she's looking to do permanently.
Yeah, just-
She wants to
We're
change
looking for a new slot.
a new
There's-
slot.
There are a number of uses for this
I
room.
have to wait till.
I don't know, which way?
Well,
which
Michelle
way?
would have the calendar, I'm sure, in terms
I would
of.
say Amanda's probably got it too.
Wait. The,
Well, the first would be too soon, so I don't know if I have my stats done, but maybe the
well,
second Tuesday.
if we go on the town website, the calendar is there for the month, and you can see what it looks like on Tuesdays.
And it's okay if we can, I was just, like, when I'm doing the stats, I feel like everything's so far away, like, it's
So
so,
old.
it happened
It's
so
old, yeah.
long ago.
Yeah.
You know, like I wanna
It's
talk
stale
about the
already.
magic show, but that's for next month, so,
Right.
yeah.
All right. Yes.
No, that's a
Well-
good question.
Yep, yep, yep.
If we stay with Tuesdays, at least May, it doesn't look, it looks like this was the only.
Well, I don't
day
know,
with any
like,
count.
there are some committees that I don't know that they meet every month, like the historical, I don't know if they meet every month.
Yeah.
Like, there's some that I don't know that they
Zoning
meet
Board
every
of
month.
Appeals, I think, is when needed as opposed to
Yeah,
a regular
so-
basis.
So Tuesday night actually doesn't seem to be too bad.
No, it doesn't look to be. But we need go into depth on that before we make any permanent changes.
Yeah, I would talk to Michelle and
I was gonna
see.
say, this board seems amenable. Ask
Yeah.
Michelle what the availability is for the
Yep.
second Tuesday of the month, and we'll find out.
Yep.
And that could be something that goes in when we decide, when we're doing all our meeting meeting
Yeah,
dates. We do that in
exactly.
June
Kind of
as well,
already.
and,
It's a good thought, we can move things around. Well, Mr. Chairman.
but I know we've had other nights that like we've had to
When
move
we've had
it.
special,
Like,
when we've
so.
had busy times, we've
Yeah.
moved them around,
Yeah,
so.
Chairman, if it's in order, I would make a motion, we adjourn.
I will entertain that motion. Do I have a motion by Mr. Clark to adjourn? Do I have a second?
Second.
There's a second from Ms. Corch. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.